There you are. Welcome to Zen Fits here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world. But then you too are at the center of the world. So let's talk about that. The title of this talk is America is in a Divorce War. Remember the movie, The War of the Roses? I don't know, Kirk Douglas was in it or what? I forgot, but anyway, it was about a divorce war that went into mutual destruction. They just destroyed each other. Mutual destruction is divorce either ends, when you say, all right, let's see, where shall I begin? Okay, let's begin with a simple idea of physics. I'm not a physicist, but I do understand the two principal forces of the cosmos that makes the cosmos work. Now, again, I'm not a cosmologist. I'm an integrative thinker. I integrate. I pull together divergent ideas into a simple idea. So we'll start with the idea of two forces of nature or the universe, centripetal and centrifugal. Do you know the difference? Centrifugal is a force that expands outward. Whoa, 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 whoa. A mic and an amplifier. Wow, 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 wow. Integrating, including, expanding. Whoa, 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 whoa. And centripetal force is saying, wait. You've gone too far. We got to reduce. We got to contract. We got to get back to the simple one. We got to get back to the original idea. We got to get back to the one, the simple one, the seed. But the other centrifugal is going to the one too. It's going wow, wow, wow. What's the one for the whole is the one. So you got this search for the one, wow, to include everything, and you got the search to the one that reduces everything, that excludes everything except the one. These are really male and female forces. The male is reduction to the one, the little sperm. And the female is expansion, integration, including all the children. So you get these two forces, male and female, father and mother. These are cosmic metaphors. The father is God is the father, God is the mother. These are universal. The ancients understood this. But we don't, because we've lost our mythology. So we can just think in terms of it's things. Anyway, these two forces, you could say expansion, contraction. And so these two forces must be in balance. If they're not in balance, well then the universe, when they're in balance, they create stability. When they're out of balance, you say there is the expansion, the centrifugal is the dominant. Whoa, everything just keeps expanding until it explodes. It's lost its center. And then if the other one is dominant, the centripetal force, contraction, everything comes back to the one, you see. Well, then that too is destructive. So both forces, when left alone and are not checking each other, are destructive. You either shrink down to where you disappear, or you expand until you disappear. Either way, the center must hold both. The living center must contain both forces. And so it's always dynamic. Take this image here, old yin yang. We think this is a fixed thing. We think this is two things. But it's a dynamic unity. This is the male, this is the female, the yang is the male, the yin is the female, and they're going around and around. Do they just spin like a mic in an amplifier? Wow, 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 wow. Or how do they stop the spinning? See, they're divorced. When we look at it this way, that this is spinning. The Ouroboros eating, it's devouring itself. The yang is devouring the yin is devouring the yang, and they go round and around like two forces in a hurricane, feeding itself and getting stronger and stronger. Category 1, category 2, category 3. How many categories can it go before there's total destruction? Total war, total destruction. Total civil war, total extermination. That's where it goes. That's where the divorce goes if it can't find the balancing principle. So you got the we'll say this is the centrifugal, expanding. Everything should be white. I'm going to get rid of the dark. And the yin, or the centripetal, says everything should be reduced to the simple one. So I'm going to get rid of this. So each side wants to be the one that holds the two. So anyway, this of course flips into this, you see. So who are you? What am I? The hag or the princess? The yin or the yang? The aggressor or the passive? The centripetal or the centrifugal, you see? Who are you? How do you find balance in these two forces, you see? That is the question. Not what is this externally, what is it intellectually, but where is my balance? Where is my center? Because if you're off center, if you're out of balance, if you've got a wobble, if you've got an imbalance, you have a neurosis. And you got to get it fixed. You go therapy, you take drugs, you drink martinis, you get in a stable religion like Jehovah's Witnesses or Mormons, or some Buddhism or whatever you want. We get into those to stabilize the contradiction of the battle between these two principles of centrifugal and centripetal. We want to find the balance between reduction, contraction, and expansion. So we can't find it out there objectively. We have to find it in me. I have to find that center in me. If I'm looking for the center out there, in a political party, or in a religion, or philosophy, or ideology, or just conventionality, I'm always going to feel off-center. I'm always going to feel there's a wobble in the world, and I want to fix it. Like a mechanic. Like your car, it's got a wobble, and you take it to all these mechanics. They can't find the wobble. Why can't they find the wobble? The wobble's in you. That's where if you have a wobble in the car and you take it to every mechanic in the world and they can't find it, you will assume that the wobble's in you. So anyway, what we're working at is America right now is in a war of the roses, or a divorce war that is trying to divorce the centrifugal from the centrifugal forces. In other words, the right, we'll say this is the liberalism and this is conservatism, right? And so liberalism has become the modern viewpoint. Everything sees the world through that viewpoint. And in that liberal viewpoint, you see, there is no center. Modern science took away the center. The Middle Ages, there was a center. The earth was the center, man was the center, God was the center. It all worked perfectly in a great mythological chain of being, you see. And the modern science broke there. Oh, there is no mythology. Throw it out with the bathwater. There is no God. There is no Jesus. It's all mythology. The only thing that's real are things. Things, you see. So if you can figure out how things work, you can change the world, right? But that's looking for the center outside. The mechanic is looking for the wobble that the mechanic is causing in the machine, or driver. The driver has got a wobble in the car and he looks for it in the machine, but the wobble's in the driver. The driver can't find it through the method he is using, which is external. So no matter how you try to fix the car and how you take it apart, you can never find the wobble, because the wobble is in the driver. And this was what quantum physics discovered. The wobble is in the scientist. So no matter what study he uses, what empirical investigation, what coalition of evidence, you see, he never finds the wobble, because the scientist is not in the study. The driver is not in the car. You can't find the driver by taking the car apart. So this is the missing ingredient, the missing force. The driver is missing from the road in the car. The scientist is missing from the experiment. The surgeon is missing from the operation. He's operating on a body. The surgeon doesn't operate on himself, yet he can't be excluded from the operation. You can't separate the surgeon from the operation and say the operation is here and the surgeon's over there. They are a union of a union of opposites, you know. So if this is the surgeon and this is the operation, you can't separate them. So you can't separate yourself from your situation. But we want to fix the situation. We want to fix my world. So the world I experience is my world. Everywhere I look, everything I study is me. I'm studying it. I'm looking, you see. I'm the center. But I think my center is out there. I think my center is in the engine. I think my center is in the corpse, and I want to operate on that corpse to find my center, because I want to get rid of the wobble. I want to get rid of this inconsistency. I want to get rid of this nagging feeling that I'm missing something, that my life is missing something. So what is this germ? What is this germ of an idea? What is the simple one that has no second, you see? So we look at American, our politics now is like a national myth or movie of the War of the Roses, where the male principal and the female principal are trying to get a divorce from each other. Where the centrifugal, the integrating, expanding force, female force, and the male force, the reduction, the contracting force, the one, you see, is a war of the ones. In other words, the one from the left, or the female principle, you see, includes everything. The mother includes all her children. She doesn't exclude. The bad boy and the good boy are her children. But from the father's point of view, only the good boy gets his inheritance. The bad boy gets excluded, you see. So these two principles work together. But if they get divorced, we have a disaster. We have destruction. And so these two forces going around like this, wow, 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 will reach a saturation point, will reach a critical mass where it can't expand anymore. A civil war will reach a critical mass where it either creates a new world, a new country, a new idea, or just destroys self-destruction. Total destruction, you see. Of course, that Hitler was an example of that. Because Hitler could not accept integration of other people. He had to eliminate all of the people in order to be the one, the Führer of the German people, the one Volk, you see, in order to be the one, he had to eliminate everything. And that denies the female principle of creation, which is acceptance, integration. So he just shrank out of existence in total destruction. Anyway, so these, I just tried to get to like a simple idea that can help us penetrate and understand what's happening to America. So we're in a moment of either total destruction of America, the idea of America. Oh, by the way, the idea of America is female, is integrating, inclusion. The whole idea of America is, come on here, I welcome I welcome everybody. We're an open society. I welcome all ideas, all people, all races, all religions. Come on in, you see. And the conservative is conservative, as it has manifested today, is exclusive. So these are all impure ideas, impure people, impure races, impure colors. Get back to the simple one, which is white male. And that goes back to the paradigm of the Middle Ages, where you had God and the white male, and then you had the wife, and then the children, and then all the other beings in a great chain of being, a pyramid with God and the white male on top, you see. And so that the Republicans are trying going back to that paradigm that was thrown out with the Middle Ages, because something else was thrown out with the modern scientific world, the liberal world. Something was thrown out with that. What was it? What was thrown out with the modern world that was created by the scientific method, Bacon, Descartes, Newton, and all of that, where the world is material and only things exist? Well, you see, your center is not a thing. If your center was a thing, you could find it. If your center was a thing, you could find the wobble in the car. It's a thing. But you can't find the wobble because it's not a thing. The wobble's in you, and you're not a thing. So you can't find it through reduction. You can't find it through exclusion. You can't find it through science. You can't find it through centripetal or contraction to the simple one. You see, we have to use both methods, both principles. Now in Zen, Taoism, Zen, the primary principle is female. And we see this in your everyday life. If you have a problem, you stop trying to fix it and find it in something. You relax. Maybe you go play golf. And you allow all the parts to be present. You include everything. You don't. This is the method of the detector inspective in the British mysteries, you see. He doesn't exclude any evidence. Everyone else says, oh, I know who did it. That evidence doesn't matter. But the detective inspective, you see, is always nagged by, well, this doesn't fit. What about that little piece? What about that little hair? What about that little piece of paper at the crime scene? What about that, you see? That doesn't fit. So he's working through centrifugal. He's allowing the mind to expand and include everything. And at some point, at some unexplainable point, maybe he just knocks over his cup of tea and he goes, aha, eureka, I see it. And he goes running out and he brings in all the different parts and he says, I know who did it. And he explains the puzzle, you see. But he discovered the one by relaxing the reductionist point of view, by relaxing the male. So in Zen, You start with the female, with the whole, and then you activate the male. So you start with the whole, see the whole situation, and then you come in and work on the function. But first you find the essence, which is the whole. And you can't find the whole with the reductionist, analytical thinking mind. You find it through intuition. You find it through relaxing the effort to find it. When you relax the effort to find something, whoa, there it is. Thanks for dropping in.